watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
We are ready for baseball here at Yankee Stadium, second game of a three-game set as Kia Motors presents the Wednesday game of the week. Tonight, it's the Tampa Bay Rays against the New York Yankees in game 2 of 3 from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with Al Leiter. I'm Michael Kay. Yankees started this series in proper fashion. They won 5-3. They got good pitching. They got some power hitting. And let's start with the pitching, Al, because you pitched, right?
Yes, I did.
Let's look at what Ivan Nova did.
I tell you, Ivan Nova was very good last night. I think what was impressive for me to watch early on was his off-speed pitches. He had a very good slider, curveball combination. He ended up with 8 strikeouts with 7 innings. I think his aggressiveness, there were some moments where it was a little bit dicey. He made some big pitches. But you mentioned home runs, Michael. Raul Ibanez, 2 for 4. This was a big home run in the 4th inning off of Big James Shields, making it 2-zip. And then later in the game, 7th inning, off the foul pole. This was a bomb. 5 home runs on the year. How about this? Out of his 20 hits this year, 16 RBIs. Very impressive.
Let's take a look at the New York Lottery pitching matchup tonight. Jeff Neiman will go for the Rays. He's 2-3, 4.05. And David Phelps will get his second big league start, 0-1, 3.74. Al, take a look back at his first big league start in KC.
Well, he's been pitching out of the pen, and he's got an opportunity to have a couple starts here. And I'll tell you, his game, he's an aggressive pitcher. He gets after it. Mike Moustakas, the third baseman for the Kansas City Royals, deposited a home run there. It was a pitch economic problem for him. He went 4 innings with 85 pitches. At times, Michael, he has very good stuff. I like the comeback fastball, good breaking ball combination. For him to be aggressive and not think about anything other than make pitches tonight.
On the Yankee bullpen, David Robertson made some pitches yesterday. Made a lot of pitches, made people sweat, a little bit of a Houdini act, but he got out of it. Al Leiter will break it down pitch by pitch next on Yes. Everybody, that's Al Leiter. I'm Michael Kay. Yesterday in the 9th inning, a save situation for David Robertson, but Mariano Rivera was involved. He said that he was on the edge of his couch watching Yes, trying to get Robertson through it. You know you were doing that as well. Now let's look at what Robertson did with the Mazda pitch profile.
You know what, and that's pretty good at Mo. Obviously, he's done that for years out in the bullpen here, but David Robertson getting his first opportunity to save the game, ends up getting a ground ball to the right side. Jeff Keppinger, rather benign, starts the 9th off with a 2-run lead. Will Rives got a little pitch count issue, walks him. Now he's created some trouble. This was an 0-2 pitch, ground ball to the left side past A-Rod. Big strikeout there to Brendan Allen, and this was a tough at bat. It was a 4-pitch pitch. Ben Zobrist had a very good eye. Then it came down to a home run guy, and Carlos Pena dotted the outside corner. Yes, there was a little bit of sigh of relief, but he got the job done 25 pitches later. This guy is a strikeout machine, and yes, he's got his first save of 2012.
And the 4th in his career. We've got baseball for you. It should be great. The train's pulling in across the street. They're thinking about the future. We're thinking about now. Lineups, first pitch, baseball next on Yes. By Men in Black 3 in theaters on May 25th. By Revel. Reserve your rooms now at revelresorts.com. And by the professionals at your Tri-State GMC dealer. Why just go when you can go pro? Across the street from the stadium, they're getting a game in. We're going to get one in as well as the rain is held up. Game 2 of this 3-game set between the Yankees and the Rays. Rays come in at 19-11. The Yankees come in at 16-13. We told you the pitching matchup, Jeff Neiman against David Phelps. Well, the Yankees have taken the field. David Phelps is taking his warm-up, and we'll take a look at the Rays starting lineup. Ben Zobrist in right field will lead off. Batting second and playing first, Carlos Pena. B.J. Upton, the center fielder, will bat third. Cleaning up, left fielder Matt Joyce. Luke Scott, the DH, will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing second base, Will Rhymes. Elliot Johnson, the shortstop, will bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing third base, Sean Rodriguez. And this is the way he pronounces his name, everybody. Chris Jimenez will catch, and he will bat ninth. It's not Jimenez, it's Jimenez.
Jimenez. Well, on the mound, David Phelps. Young right-hander. This will be his second start. His first start in Kansas City against pitch count issue. 25-year-old from Hazelwood, Missouri. He was the 14th round pick by the New York Yankees in 2008. Went to Notre Dame. There you see his numbers, mostly out of the bullpen. This, as I said, will be his second start. Let's take a look at the pitcher scatter report from Mr. Phelps. Stay focused. I know a lot will be on his mind, and maybe he's thinking that this is my last and only start. Don't think that. First pitch, strike one, and keep making pitches. His stuff plays up. His velocity isn't 95 or better, but he's got sneaky velocity that you'll see he'll jump on some hitters. And versatile. Love the fact that he could start. He could do long relief, middle relief. This is a good arm in the Yankees system, and now here on the mound at Yankee Stadium.
So David Phelps is ready. Ben Zobrist digs in. Yankees won the last night's game 5-3, so they've won 2 in a row. They won the final game in KC. All right, let's do it here at the stadium as Phelps deals. There's a strike. It's underway. Zobrist has a good eye. 283 walks over the last 4 years. Only one other player has more, and that's Jose Bautista with 308. Line down the right field line. It is a base hit. It'll go into the corner, and Swisher will play it off the wall, and Zobrist starts off the game with a double.
Ben Zobrist, 206 batting average, is a better hitter than that. Maybe he's warming up for the Rays. Just a little hanging curveball, middle of the plate, up in the zone. Didn't try to do a whole lot with it. Driving it down there in the right field corner. His 5th double of the year. Just looked like he just flicked it out there. Auspicious start for David Phelps here at the stadium. Next Swisher getting it in.
There's Carlos Pena. He struck out to end the game yesterday with the bases loaded against David Robertson. Pena's struggling. 2 hits in his last 24 at-bats. Overall, he's at 241. Yankees shift for Pena. 3 infielders on the right side. Count 2-0. Carlos Pena has 23 home runs since the start of the 2007 season. That's the most of anybody. David Ortiz is next. And remember, Pena was out of the American League last year. So that's against the Yankees, and he was playing for the Cubs last year. The Cubs didn't play the Yankees last year. Were we in Chicago last year? Yes, they played them 3 games. I stand corrected.
Pena been around a while. Got to the big leagues with the Rangers, played a little in Oakland, then Detroit, probably his best years where he broke out, 2004. 27 home runs, and then just monster years with Tampa Bay, 07, 08.
So a rocky start for Phelps as he gives up the double to Zobrist and a walk to Pena. Why don't we take a look at the Yankee defense behind Phelps, and it's brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Dwayne Wise, Curtis Granderson, and Nick Swisher left to right in the outfield. Infield is A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira third to first. Russell Martin behind the plate. And the youngster David Phelps is on the mound. Here's B.J. Upton. Upton 0 for 4 in yesterday's game. Pounds the strike zone with a fastball, and Upton swings and misses.
Be aggressive. 4-pitch walk after the double to Zobrist. Don't get defensive here, especially at Yankee Stadium. A lot of runs could be scored. Make them earn it.
Missed outside. Count 1-1. Just underway here at the stadium, Yankees and the Rays. One and two.
That's a pitch right there where I say it plays up. You see it, 90-mile-an-hour fastball. That's an average major league fastball. And then just by B.J. Upton. Just not seeing the baseball. Some guys out of their hand, it looks sneaky fast. You talk about being closed, get good plane. David Phelps is one of them. With Evan Longoria out, this is a lineup that just is constantly moved around. Joe Madden, the manager of the Rays, just has different looks every single day.
High pop-up. Cano drifts back. Coming in is Swisher. He makes the call and the catch for the first out. Here's Matt Joyce. Joyce yesterday was 0 for 3 with a walk.
I thought Nova pitched a real good ball game last night. Anytime you win and beat a good team in the Rays, and there's not a whole lot of, there's versatile players, and yes, they have some guys with home run potential. Certainly Matt Joyce has shown that so far this year with 6 home runs. A lot of fastball hitters on this team. Matt Joyce is as good a fastball hitter in baseball. And I thought last night, Michael, Nova, with the assortment of his slider, curveball, and occasional changeup, mixed it in enough. It's a good game. Good game plan. Russell Martin, he had
1-1. Missed outside. 2-1.
Now with Chris Jimenez in the lineup, this would be their 27th different lineup, tied with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. constantly moving guys around. Joe Madden does, and mix and match. He's definitely by the book guy.
Fouls that one back, 2-2. Rays manager Joe Madden. Done a great job since taking over.
Crazy shifts, moves everybody to different positions, more than you see in most major league games.
Missed inside. Just chilling.
6 innings, 110 pitches or so yesterday. Gave up 3 runs.
Now he's not living it, but the best job in baseball must be the day after when you start and win. There's a strike.
It's kind of old school here, right?
Yeah.
Thinking how we were so reliant on these monitors and telescopes. Ball in front, curveball down. That's a big pitch for a pitcher when you're in a 2-strike count, especially Luke Scott. Watch their Russell Martin getting his body out in front of him. Nice play. Especially Luke Scott's got the home run power. Hit one last night, and against right-handed pitchers, 322 batting average, 6 home runs. Lefties, batting 100. Your pitcher, you're heading to count for a guy who can hit it out of the ballpark. Make your pitch.
1-2. Missed inside. Now, one thing that got to Phelps in his last start was he wasn't economical, as Al mentioned in our open. And he's building up his pitch count here tonight in the first inning. 21 pitches so far. And that's completely the opposite of the way he worked as a reliever, where he'd come in and just pound the strike zone with fastballs. You see the scoreboard in center field is back on. Another fake to third, fake to first. The 2-2. Had a skip rope to get out of the way of that. The count is 3-2. So that's going to release Joyce at first. And Teixeira goes over and tells Phelps, I'm playing behind him. 12 balls, 10 strikes for Phelps in the first inning. The 3-2. Missed inside. That'll load the bases. Larry Rothschild will take a walk out to the mound to settle down Phelps. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 66 degrees, 77% humidity. Winds are 7 miles per hour. And the forecast is cloudy with a late chance of showers. Home plate umpire Jim Reynolds will go out and break up this conference. I guess with 23 pitches, also give him time to catch his breath a little bit.
I was going to say that was a long conference from Larry Rothschild. But look, first inning for every starting pitcher is a huge setter for how the night could go. And obviously with a guy like David Phelps, who's trying to get his feet underneath him and want a good impression here at the stadium.
There's Will Rhymes. And the pitch. Outside 1-0. Some pressure on the kid. Andy Pettit returns on Sunday, make his first big league start since 2010. And the Yankees are not going with a 6-man rotation, so somebody will have to leave the rotation. And maybe in the back of Phelps' mind that he has to pitch well here to have a chance of staying in. The 1-0. Strike. 1-1.
Making him work. Will Rhymes, a pickup that Tampa Bay made recently, a waiver deal, just a tough at bat. Now with Longoria out, you got different versatile utility players playing all over the infield.
There's a strike. His 26th pitch. 14 out of the strike zone, 12 strikes. Big spot in this game early. Top of the first inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Rhymes at the plate. The rookie deals. Missed inside, 2-2.
You prefer not to get to 3-2 count. Obviously, the runner's going here. Will Rhymes, the guy that you wouldn't think has got enough pop to hit it out, just outer half, and be aggressive, throw a strike.
2-2. Grounded to Cano. He's right there, and Phelps works out of trouble. No runs, a hit, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. Rays nothing, and the New York Yankees coming to bat. second, the center fielder Curtis Granderson. The number 3 hitter is third baseman Alex Rodriguez. Robin Cano will clean up. He'll play second base. Mark Teixeira bat 5th and play first. Nick Swisher in right field bats 6th. Batting 7th and DHing Raul Ibanez, 2 home runs last night. Russell Martin behind the plate bats 8th and batting 9th. And playing left field is Dwayne Wise. Jeff Neiman will get the start for the Tampa Bay Rays. So far this year, he's 2-3 with a 4.05. 5 games, 5 starts, 26 and 2/3 innings, 22 hits, 16 runs, 12 earned. He's walked 10 and he struck out 25. Opponents hitting .220 against him. Now let's take a look at the scouting report on Jeff Neiman.
You know, I want to say under the radar. Here's a guy 11-7 last year, 29 years old. But when you have David Price and James Shields, the up-and-coming Matt Moore, and Jeremy Hellickson, he's now really finding himself underneath those as far as profile. Yet to complete 6 as a starter. That's not good. In 4 starts, he has not pitched 6 innings. And the lefty-righty splits are off the chart in disparity. 305 against lefties and 098 against the right-handers.
Derek Jeter squibs one the other way, gets it past Pena into right field. Let's see if they give Jeter a hit. That kind of ate up Pena. And it is called a base hit for Derek Jeter.
Yeah, that looked like Pena, pretty good defensive first baseman in his own right. He's got a Gold Glove in 2008. That ball just handcuffed him. So that looked like it had some goofy spin on it.
All right, here is Curtis Granderson. Shift is on. 3 infielders on the right side. Only Rodriguez on the left side. Pitch outside. Granderson yesterday with a home run in the 5th inning, and he had such struggles against starter James Shields. Up to that point, he was 3 for 48 lifetime before he hit that home run. Granderson has 8 home runs in his last 11 home games. High fly ball. Just to the left of center field. Catch is made by Upton. Jeter goes halfway and will head back. Now let's take a look at the Rays defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield from left to right, you've got Joyce, Upton, and Zobrist. Infield, Sean Rodriguez, Elliot Johnson, Will Rhymes, and Carlos Pena 3rd to 1st. Chris Jimenez behind the plate, and on the mound, Jeff Neiman. Here's Alex Rodriguez. Alex, 9 hits in his last 25 at bats, has the average up to .271. 5 homers and 14 ribbies. Good on base percentage, .381, thanks to 16 walks. Fouled off.
I mentioned yesterday, Michael, when you watch hitters, and I'm watching an awful lot of them when I played in scouting and videos, his at bat against Jonathan Broxton in Kansas City, he battled every pitch. I was talking to Kevin Long about it, and the hitting coach for the Yankees, and he said, you know, it was really a matter of Alex just getting angry and being into every pitch. Last night, I saw 30 pitches with 4 at bats, 7.5 pitches at bat. That's fantastic in the sense of seeing a lot of pitches fighting off foul balls and eventually putting it in play. You know, he had 2 strikeouts. He was 1 for 3 with a walk. And I think that's a challenge for every hitter. When you're in there every day, 500 plus at bats, some guys get 600. You know, it's the grind of every single pitch.
The 0-2 inside, 1-2. Chasing Jeter back. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss as A-Rod down on strikes. Dealing with a press box power outage here at the stadium. Some of the monitors just now starting to come back. We're in the bottom of the first inning. John and Susan were just off the air. We were told that we were being carried on WCBS. Now it looks like they're back. So all the power had, not all the power, but a lot of the power on the press box level had gone down. But back up right now. So good job by the electricians here at the stadium.
Susan smiling.
Cano takes high, 1-0.
I have to tell you, Michael, I know folks at home without the monitors, that is old school.
I'm hoping they saw the pictures.
yeah. All of our monitors were out, and it's kind of neat. You have to see from afar what the pitches are.
Jeter's on first with 2 outs. Now on a serve to left field. Going back is Joyce, still back. It's over his head and up against the wall. Jeter rounds third. They're sending him home. Here's the throw. Here's the play. He's in there. Yankees lead 1-0. An RBI double for Cano. He now has a 7-game hitting streak, and the Yankees have a 1-0 lead.
Going the other way, it's nice to see Robinson Cano do that. Not trying to do a whole lot. When he's not feeling right, he's pulling off on that ball, and it's a ground ball to second base. That ball just kept carrying. Matt Joyce kept going after it. Good aggressive base running from Derek Jeter. Score from first base on a fly ball double to left field. That is good base running. Getting in there. Chris Jimenez wasn't able to hold on to it. We'll get a little breather there, Eric.
Here's Teixeira. Count 1-0. Teixeira 2 for 13 lifetime against Neiman. Got a big hit in yesterday's game, though. Gave the Yankees some breathing room. RBI double. And the 1-0. Strike.
Derek Jeter, I don't care how long he's been playing at his age. That's a double to left field. A great jump from first base. Aggressive all the way around. Good base running.
Count 2-1. Cano leads off second. Yankees lead 1-0. And the 2-1. 3-1 to Teixeira.
Close pitch. Jim Reynolds, home plate umpire. So far, looks like a hitter's strike zone. You see Chris Jimenez asking Jim Reynolds, a home plate umpire, where's that pitch? He's still talking.
And the 3-1. Line foul into the seats.
Similar pitch, Micah, you mentioned about Mark Teixeira's double last night against Joel Peralta. It was a slow breaking ball. Here it was. He was able to keep it fair last night. You see there the barrel out in front of the hands. That means the hitter's going to hook the baseball. That barrel just in front of his hands. Hard to keep it fair.
Three-2. Fouled into the seats over the Rays dugout. And Jimenez goes out and tossed with Neiman.
Making them work. The Yankee lineup when they're clicking and battle at every pitch. And tough for opposing pitchers to go deep into the game. I mentioned the scout report. Jeff Neiman has not pitched 6 complete innings this year. Pitch count issues.
Payoff. Line drive right at Pena, and that will do it. But the Yankees do get the run. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left. Pena goes up and gets it. We go to the 2nd inning, and Elliott Johnson leads off. Super Bowl champion Carl Banks has something in common with you. He eats Twizzlers during the game.
And he lives, I think, in New Jersey.
There he goes. Good guy, Carl. It's time for the Toyota text poll. Tonight's question is, which of these baseball occurrences is the most difficult to achieve? You can text your vote to 42951. Standard text messaging rates apply. Is it 4 homers in a game? Has been done 16 times, most recently last night by Josh Hamilton. Is it a perfect game done 21 times? Or is it an unassisted triple play? There have been 15 of those.
Okay, so I'll go unassisted triple play. Unassisted triple play. You said 15. You just gave the answers.
But what do you think is the most difficult? Don't give me the stats. You've played the game. What's the most difficult?
Perfect game. It's lucky. You got to be good, but you got to be a little lucky too.
I think there's got to be some luck involved in an assisted triple play.
That's one play. You got a whole game to deal with. Perfect game. Defense behind you.
Elliott Johnson goes down looking. You know, you mentioned that Alex Rodriguez saw 30 pitches last night, right? And 4 at-bats.
Yes.
Josh Hamilton saw 13 pitches and 5 at-bats, going 5 for 5. And he was equally locked in.
I know we said it last night. After Bob Lorenz gave us the 4 total run, I said, well, why are they pitching to him? But it was a blowout. I mean, this is a Buck Showalter who walked Barry Bonds with the bases loaded.
Fly ball by Sean Rodriguez. Granderson is there for the second out. Hamilton, the 4 home runs, 16th time in Major League history, 18 total bases, which is now an American League record. The 5th hit he had was a double. 5 extra base hits, the 7th player since 1918 to do that, and 8 ribbies, 1 shy of the franchise record, which was set by Pudge Rodriguez. That's a night. That's quite a night. He stays healthy, Al. He's got triple crown potential. hit for average, and obviously the homers and the RBIs are there. But he's never been able to stay on the field long enough to pick up enough RBIs.
And that's been his issue, aside from off the field issues that he's had. Yeah, it's been a health issue. And when you watch a guy with the tools and talent he has, it's fun to watch.
One and one to Jimenez. Phelps working much faster than he did in the first inning. A little more confidence as well, throwing strikes. He has a 1-0 lead after the Cano double drove in Derek Jeter in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, get that first inning out of the way. Look, when you start a game off and you give up a leadoff double and then you have a 4-pitch walk, you're scrambling right away.
Popped up to Shera. And a 1-2-3 inning for David Phelps. He did it with just 9 pitches. We go to the bottom of the second, and Nick Swisher will take his try against Jeff Neiman. .com's new Game Connect, our new social networking app that lets Yankees fans interact with each other and the broadcast booth while watching the game. See what other fans are tweeting about, get up-to-the-minute scores and in-depth pitch-by-pitch stats, all at YesNetwork.com. Well, they got the game in yesterday despite dire rain predictions, and right now looks fine here at the stadium, as Nick Swisher will lead it off. Swisher with 24 runs batted in. He missed 6 games last week with the hamstring issue. Count 1-0. One and one.
Good to add some length to a lineup when you're struggling, as the Yankees have had in the 4-hole spot. Having Swisher back, 24 RBIs, 3rd in the American League behind Josh Hamilton and Encarnacion up in Toronto. You talk about Guy. I mean, you know, Yankee fans know the smile and his enthusiasm, but when you're that comfortable and happy, look at the difference. What a difference a year makes.
Grounded and through the shift. That's one time where the shift backfired on the Rays because they had the 3 infielders on the right side. That's where the second baseman would normally be playing, but there was nobody there. So let's see how they react to that with Ibanez coming up.
Big night for Raul last night. 4th inning. Well, James Shields took a changeup right field for his 4th home run, and then later in the game, that was a line drive rocket off the foul pole. 5 home runs on the year. You talk about making them count. 20 hits on the year with 16 RBIs.
5 home runs for Raul. 3 of them have come against the Rays this year. Count 1-0. Two and 0. Good hitter's pitch. Missed outside.
Because of that, I'll tell you, watching this Michael early on here, both pitchers, it looks like it's a tight strike zone. Jim Reynolds, and it's both ways. David Phelps was looking in a few pitches. There's been some conversation from Jimenez with Jim Reynolds, the home plate umpire.
And he walks him on 4 straight.
I mean, that's what happens. I mean, you mentioned about a good hitter's pitch. When you get behind repeatedly, especially if you think a couple pitches early in the count were strikes, and now you're battling with a good lineup like the Yankees and the Rays, you end up starting to be too fine. You think you got to hit that perfect spot, hit the corner black, and it just becomes a defensive mindset. We saw it in the first inning with David Phelps, and he got behind. And hitters know it. I've always felt that if you show that you're uncertain, you're cranky, you're not feeling it, maybe you're complaining, you're looking at the umpire, hitters know it. They say, okay, this guy's not right now. Let me feast off some mistake right here.
Jim Hickey, the pitching coach for the Rays, talking with tomorrow's starter David Price, who'll go up against CC Sabathia. Great pitching matchup tomorrow at the stadium. Let's see if the Yankees bunt here. Rays are expecting it. Russell Martin's not doing it. Takes outside.
Be patient. You've got a guy struggling. He's in trouble. Just to remember, just get any kind of out. You're throwing balls up there. You're missing your spot by a foot or two. Pick the zone. Look for your pitch. If you don't get it, take it.
Two and 0. 6 straight out of the zone.
Now it even gets even more selective. You mentioned about Ibanez last at bat, Michael, with 2-0. This is where some hitters would get a little too aggressive. They'll get the fastball, and if it's got enough movement, run in an area that they weren't looking for, you swing at a bad pitch. Pick a spot.
2-1.
That ball had some late movement. Now you say, well, that would have been a ball. It's 3-0. You know, with Russell Martin struggling at 184 batting average coming into this at bat. Watch this ball that looked about knee high, and then ends up almost being in the dirt.
The 2-1. 2-2. Martin really struggling compared to the start that he got off last year, but laboring at the plate, still doing his job behind the plate, which is important. Well, not the offensive threat he was early last year.
Yeah, but you know what happens, you know, you start looking into it, and he's worked extensively with Kevin Long, the hitting coach, trying different stances, got a little wider, got a little narrower. Start thinking too much.
2-2. Grounded to third. Oh, what a play by Rodriguez. They go to second, but not in time. Ibanez got there, so they just get the force at third. As Martin reaches on the fielder's choice. Good play by Sean Rodriguez.
Good play, but I got to believe with nobody out, I don't know what he was dreaming up of a triple play here because Russell Martin not being as fast. He went a long way. That was 2 or 3 steps at third base. Good hustle by Raul Ibanez. He's getting there now. 1, 2, 3, 4 steps on it. He was already determined he was going to throw to second base. Barely getting in there.
You know, Al, if he goes right to second here, they could have the 5-4-3 double play with a runner on third and 2 outs.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that would. And if he decided to go to third base as he did, go over to second, go to first. You got 2 outs, runner at second, and take your chances here.
Here's Dwayne Wise. Pitch outside. One and one. Brett Gardner continues his rehab in the minors. He plays tonight. Everything goes well. You might see him back here as soon as tomorrow. He's been battling a bad elbow. High fly ball left field. Joyce didn't see it for a moment. Now locates it for the second out. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Here's Derek Jeter led off the first inning with a single. Against Neiman lifetime, a 500 hitter, 7 for 14. Look at the average so far this year, 397. Missed outside. This point last year, Jeter was hitting .256. He had 30 hits. Now he has 50 hits. He had 6 ribbies. Now he has 16. He had 33 total bases. Now he has 73.
5 homers. 0 last year. What a start for Derek.
Chopped to third. Sean Rodriguez takes it across the diamond, and that will do it. So Neiman works out of trouble. No runs, a hit, and 2 men left. We take it to the third. Top of the order for the Rays coming up. celebrate Yogi Berra's 87th birthday. The Yankees will honor the Yankees legend on his special day, and all guests in attendance will receive a Yogi Berra collectible card courtesy of Yankee Steiner Collectibles. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Happy birthday to Yogi.
Yes, should be a good day. Great to see Yogi around.
Lincoln scoreboard, it's 1-0 Yankees over Tampa Bay. It'll be the top of the order against young David Phelps, Zobrist, Pena, and Upton. Sometimes the guys on the scoreboard put up the most fascinating information on that board, Al. It says up there right now that in November, Ben and his wife held their first garage sale in Tennessee, and they sold a 13-inch TV for $2. That's the stuff you get here at the stadium from Mike Bonner and his crew.
Now, why would he give that information?
Zobrist?
So, what'd you do this winter? Well, I had a garage sale.
And I sold a 13-inch TV for $2. What if it was HD?
13-inch? No, I bet it was one of the old box.
Little Philco?
Philco. Phillips.
There's a strike.
Well, he's one of the Rays players that they locked up early in his career. Signed a nice deal, gets security like many of these Rays players have done, and the club gets value. Signed through the club options to 2015. Longoria, who's out, injury to his hamstring, he did the same. That's what teams with lower payroll or revenue, they have to be creative and being able to keep their players. They look long term, say these are players that we want to build around. Joe Maddon's done a nice job. And I think what really has worked, Michael, is you buy in. You have players. There's really good players on this team. Ben Zobrist being one of them. Of course, Longoria, star in the game. B.J. Upton's exciting, but they all buy into where they are. I mean, when you have 27 different lineups and players that'll play in all different positions, you're in it. There's no, you're my number 3 hitter, you're playing third every day. You're my first baseman, you're number 4 hitter, you're playing fourth in the lineup every day. No.
There's a ground ball to Teixeira. Beats Zobrist to the bag. 1 out.
Settling down. David Phelps trying to become a little more economical after that first inning, 28 pitches. Start trusting your stuff, getting good counts. Try to stay 0-1, expand the zone.
Pena ended the game by striking out against David Robertson, and I gave him 4 strikeouts for the night. That matched the career high. And he does strike out a lot. He has 36 strikeouts on the year.
Big strikeout, as you said, at the end of the game last night. Pena, kind of an all or nothing guy. Last year, 225, had 28 home runs for the Chicago Cubs, 80 RBIs. Struck out 161 times, 493 at bats.
Adam Dunn leads the American League with 46 strikeouts.
There are some guys in the big leagues, they just don't shorten up their swing. They don't have a 2-strike approach. They have the same approach every bat.
High pop-up. Dwayne Wise will make the play for the second out. So far, a nice night here at the stadium. Upton with a fly ball right in the first inning.
Beautiful night, right? Your forecast wasn't rain, was it? Was it supposed to be rain?
There is some rain in
through
the forecast later on. Yeah.
Hold it off.
Lighten up on my forecast. I'm not Mr. G here.
It was a good forecast.
I just read what they put up on the screen. I'm just saying. I didn't sit in front of a meteorological map and come up with it.
Perspiration, you had it all. It's good.
Perspiration. Weak hat up in the zone as Upton goes down on strikes. 7 in a row retired by David Phelps. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's going to be Granderson, A-Rod, and Cano coming up. His son John Ed, and the guy on the right.
Smiling going on.
That's one of the few people in the world you're afraid of. Lori, your wife, and Flip.
Afraid of?
Yeah, you're afraid of Flip.
Why? I'm not afraid of Flip.
I'll tell him you said that.
Fine.
Please.
Have a good time. How about that, huh? Father and son.
That's great. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. We go to the bottom of the third inning. And the pitch to Granderson, strike. Are you afraid of Lori at least? Lincoln scoreboard 1-0.
I am afraid of Lori.
Yeah, you should be. She's your better half.
It's the only one I'm afraid
of. 0-2.
Usually happens. You just gave a Grandy batting average against 1 for 15. You find yourself 0-2. It's going to be a breaking ball down the dirt.
Punched out the other way. The only infielder on that side is Rodriguez, the third baseman. He makes the play for the first out.
How about that? The shift. And he was standing right there. It looked like Granderson. That was a good pitch from Jeff Neiman, trying to go the other way. You know what? I want to mention about last night when we talked. Look at that, going the other way purposely. Sees that curveball, huge hole. Look at this. Your third baseman, Sean Rodriguez, is playing what his shortstop would be to pull. It's amazing, these shifts, Michael, and they're major.
But if there wasn't a shift there, Al, the shortstop would have been right there.
I mean, we already saw with the single, who was it? Swisher.
Right.
The second baseman would have been there. But I was asking last night. There was an incident with Swisher at bat, and there was the big pull, and there was a runner at third base, and he pulled the ball to first. And I asked Kevin Long, the hitting coach, it was his last at bat. It was after the double to Teixeira. And a wild pitch got text to third, and he said he was trying to go that way, and his balance was off. I mean, the whole at bat. It wasn't that he wasn't trying. Just his inability to go the other way. But the mindset for guys, when they have their swing, it's hard to get out of that routine. I mean, we talk about it often with Teixeira and the big shift that he's dealt with over the years.
1-2.
I mean, he had an easy RBI last night. It was a big hole left-sided. Just was not able to allow the ball to get deep into the zone and hit the ball the other way. But that's how you're gonna see a lot of. I think there's a lot of defenses now that are starting to do this major shifting that Madden seems to have started, and you'll have hitters having to beat the shift.
Strike 3. A-Rod down looking. Doesn't pull the trigger on a fastball. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
I don't know if Alex is upset at this pitch. Let's see if it's too high, or I think he's thinking that's high. I mean, if that has the plate, that is not too high. That's belt high. All right, so he clearly did not like that. You say that's up? Let's see here. This would be perfect to watch if it hits a corner. Boom. That's a good pitch. That's a great pitch.
Grounded to short. Elliott Johnson will get Cano, and that will do it as the Yankees go down in order here in the third. In the fourth inning, the cleanup hitter Matt Joyce will lead off against David Phelps. Quit line quiz. Last season, David Robertson became the 4th Yankees relief pitcher who isn't a closer to make an all-star team since 1960. Can you name the other 3?
Yes. Can you? I could do 2.
I might be able to do 2. We'll find out.
Can we guess? I mean, Flip's in the stands.
Yeah,
you know,
but he's got lieutenants listening.
All right. And that TiVo DVR thing.
Right.
Too.
There's Matt Joyce against David Phelps. And a strike. And the 1-1. Al, what's different about Phelps than in the first inning?
He looks aggressive, and there's not a scrambling effect. Let's face it, Michael, when you get into a game, you just got your warm-ups, you walk in, you're looking at the stadium and the Yankee freeze up there, and you're all jacked up. 2 pitches in it, you got to double down the line, curveball, Zobrist. You walk Pena on 4 pitches, it's first and second. You feel that whole gulp, oops, what's working, what's not, how do I feel, I'm nervous, throw strikes, pound the zone, all of that. It becomes self-prophesizing in the sense of, oh boy, don't make a mistake. Not that he gave up a run, but he gave a few pitches. So now he comes out, settles down. He was ahead in the second inning, all 3 batters, and 2 of the 3 batters in the third inning. And here he is in a good count against Zobrist.
Right up the middle of base hit. So that brings a streak of 7 in a row to a finish.
That's a really good shot there of Ben Zobrist, a good hitter. Ben Zobrist, Matt Joyce having a curveball up in the zone, doubled up. Now that's the thing we say the difference when you have a hitter ahead, as he did with Matt Joyce. You got to bury good pitches. Pitchers pitches in the 0-2-1-2 count. And that's something you feel. When you're ahead and you're able to establish strikes, secondary pitchers are working. Anytime you're 1-2-0-2, put away. And that's the expansion of the zone. He just left that ball up to Matt Joyce.
Foul back here, 0-2. Mariano Rivera was at the stadium today, and he revealed the mysterious complication that we knew he had, but no one would say what it was. It's doctor-patient privilege. So he said that he had a blood clot in his right calf, and he's taking some blood thinners to clear that up, and he should have surgery on the knee in a couple of weeks when the swelling goes down and the blood clot goes away. But he was in good spirits today, and he actually revealed something that surprised a lot of people. The 0-2. Grounded softly to Cano. There's one. That's all they'll get. He revealed, Al, that if he had not gotten hurt, he was going to pitch in 2013. Most people just assume when he said, I've already made my decision, I'm not going to change my mind, that he was going to retire at the end of this year. But he said he was leaning towards coming back in 2013. So now he is going to be back in 2013. And David Robertson, being the closer, is just renting that position, at least for this year. Next year, if all goes well with the surgery, then Mariano will be back. And that was his plan all along. He was leaning that way.
Well, I guess the way he, came out in spring training, where, I know, I'll let you guys know later. I mean, that to me, I thought right away, okay, this is going to be a send-off. And certainly there's no way Mariano Rivera, the great career he's had, to go out, as he said, the way, him falling down in the outfield in Kansas City. Just no way. He will be back.
He also said that he really believes that he should be able to come back, that there's no worries along those lines, and that he will be here a lot. And he said the thing that makes you even think about retiring as a ball player, he said, I still love the game. He said, I just don't like the travel. And I think if every ball player could play home games, they wouldn't retire, because that's the only bad part of the job is the constant travel and late hotel rooms and things like that. But if you could play 162 at Yankee Stadium, I think he'd stick around a long time.
Oh yeah, no, that's a great point, Michael. You early in your baseball career, you get to the big leagues, you dream about it. Everything about it is cool. The hotels, the charter flights.
Popped up. Jeter's there, 2 outs.
And then, like anything else, it becomes a grind. And now in today's game, guys make plenty of money, and they hopefully saved. And now it becomes, what are you playing for? playing for the Hall of Fame, you're playing for World Championships. Pick whatever reasons, love of the game. But yeah, that travel, and then you compound it or put the equation that's added to it of children and all that. Still a great life.
Here's Elliott Johnson. And a strike. Runner at first, 2 outs. We're in the 4th inning. Yankees lead 1-0. The run came in the 1st inning, single by Jeter. 2 outs later, a double by Cano scored Jeter, and that's the scoring right now. As Phelps and Neiman, nice pitchers duel.
So far, 2 games in a row. Last night, the home runs were the results of all the runs scored. Nova and James Shields. Tiny little 5-3 game. Some late inning tack on runs really made the difference.
Swing and a miss.
And this is Rays baseball. They have very good starting pitching. Surprisingly, they revamped their bullpen last year. Kyle Farnsworth did a nice job. He's hurt right now with some elbow trouble. Bring in Fernando Rodney's done an excellent job. Good pitch.
David Phelps doing a pretty good job right now as well. He gets Elliott Johnson looking for the 2nd time tonight. Rays strand 1. We go to the 4th, and Mark Teixeira will lead off. Line quiz. The question: last season, David Robertson became the 4th Yankees relief pitcher who isn't a closer to make an all-star team since 1960. Can you name the other 3? Can you, Al?
Yeah, Mike Stanton. No, I thought it was Mike Stanton. I put in Jeff Nelson there. I
had Ron Davis. That was the only one I had. And our producer, Bill Boland, had Tom Gordon. So
of course he did.
Had all
he had
3.
the answers.
Grounded right into the teeth of the shift. From short right field, Rhymes makes the play. Now that's an instance where the shift works. If that's just a regular straight-up defense, that's a base hit to right field.
Well, there it is. This is a great shot right here. You see now Carlos Pena, he just protecting the line. That's for the hot smash down the line. You have 3 infielders playing on the right side. I'd like for all the statisticians out there, I wonder how many hits that he's lost because of this shift now.
You know, I look at it from the overhead camera there. I wonder if there wasn't a shift, if Pena makes that play anyway. I have to reevaluate. That looks like that.
He would have.
Pena would have had it, so then you didn't need the shift there.
Yeah, but he's covering now a foot off the line. A line shot right down the line. He's got it. You know, until Teixeira starts showing that he's able to go over here somewhere. I know that you have your third baseman Sean Rodriguez protecting there. Why not? I mean, if this is the percentage, you have 3 infielders that can cover generally 20-25 feet on either side.
Nick Swisher over the shift, a base hit to center field. He's 2 for 2 tonight.
Warming up, feeling good. Swish, nice approach, staying in the middle of the field. Watch here, this little pitch that was supposed to be inside. That actually was a cutter that stayed middle of the plate, but now instead of pulling off, good balanced rhythm right through the middle of the field here. Now that is excellent. I mentioned that Kevin Long last night, he wanted to go the other way. There was a runner at third base, less than 2 outs, and he wasn't capable of doing it based on his balance.
Strike to Ibanez. Off speed, 0-2.
Good pitch. Jeff Neiman, probably his best changeup of the night. Bottom just dropped out of that. Pitch was previous pitch 90. You have 10-mile-an-hour separation. Tough to lay off, especially if you throw it just like your fastball. A great effect of a good changeup.
Popped up. Elliott Johnson makes the play for the second out. Follow the Yankees with the MLB.com @Bat12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. I have it. It's great. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. Al has it too.
I have it. I have it right now. It is really good. All around baseball. Track every pitch. Good stuff.
.182 is the 6th worst batting average of all American League qualifiers right now. This is not where Russell wants to be offensively. Count 2-0.
Yeah, there's definitely no doubt about that, Michael. You got a guy that a couple years back, a .293 hitter with the Dodgers. Last year, .237 with the Yankees. 18 home runs. Got to get back on track.
The 2-1. This is a little bit of a different shift for the Rays as Sean Rodriguez is hugging the line like it's late innings and you're guarding against the extra base hit. And the shortstop Elliott Johnson in the hole. So there's a lot of room right there.
So, this is an exaggerated shift. Obviously not as much as Teixeira. Now this is something along the line where, spray charts, you'd have guys historically in years past, they'd move that much.
3-1. What was that?
They made a mistake. It was actually 1-2 early in the count. I overheard, I guess, one of our mics down there. Jim Reynolds, the home plate umpire, when it was 2-1, he said it was 1-2.
So now it's 3-2.
Now it's 3-2.
Okay. So that's going to release Swisher over at first, 3-2, 2 outs. There he goes, and here's the pitch. Skied the other way, and that'll play. Al, I got a look-alike for you. Jeff Neiman, right? Take a look at him.
Me?
Look, no, he doesn't look like you.
Oh.
He looks like Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber, the movie with Jim Carrey. Doesn't he look just like him?
I don't know. Is that an insult?
No.
This guy's like 6'8". Talked to him yesterday. He will crush you, Michael.
But Jeff Daniels is a good actor. I mean, I'm just giving you a movie that Jeff Daniels is in. He was in Dumb and Dumber.
I gotta look that up.
Runner goes. Grounded foul. Now, if you look that up and he looks like him, do I get an apology?
Yeah, as soon as you said Dumb and Dumber, I just had all the wrong thoughts. But Jeff Daniels?
Jeff Daniels, yeah. It's almost an identical twin.
Well, we have a crack staff here, man. I'll pull up his image. Oh, yes. I know of him.
Thanks.
I apologize.
Runner goes. Grounded. Right in the hole, but right there is Elliott Johnson. And that will do it. Here in the fourth, no runs a hit, no errors, and one man left. We go to the fifth inning. Sean Rodriguez will lead off against David Phelps.
He's got a little Spanish in him.
Edwin Encarnacion has had a very good start to a season. The Yankees have had a decent start to this game. They lead 1-0, top of the fifth inning. And the kid, David Phelps, pitching a lot better and more economically than he did against Kansas City in his first start. And he's going to face Sean Rodriguez, Chris Jimenez, and Ben Zobrist. A lot of people misunderstood our New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz, and on Twitter they're saying Jeff Zimmerman made it as a setup guy, wasn't a closer. The question was Yankees that weren't closers that made it since 1960.
Evan Meek.
Right.
He's with the Pirates. Yeah, it's been a bunch.
So they obviously didn't see the Yankee portion of the question. So,
well, I'm glad you clarified that.
A lot of people out clamoring for you to get on Twitter. Clamoring.
No chance.
No chance.
Can't do that.
Wow.
Sounds like trouble to me.
Trouble is what you make of it. And the 1-2. Grounded to Jeter. He charges. 1 out.
Wow, Jeter getting that ball. Took about 2 or 3 steps in his crow hop. Run that ball over there.
There's Chris Jimenez.
You got to slow up on that, don't you? Because I know before the game, you see that, you want to say.
No, because I
Jimenez.
know a lot of people say it's Jimenez, which would be the proper pronunciation in Spanish, but it is Jimenez.
Sure.
High fly ball, right field, and there are 2 outs. Here's Ben Zobrist. He is 1 for 2.
Zobrist so far this year much better on the road, which kind of surprised me a little bit. 306 batting average. At home, 122. It is in dome, indoors, down there at the Trop. Backdrop. Might be a little difficult for him to pick it up. Different places, guys just don't feel as comfortable. But you definitely want to be more comfortable in your home ballpark. Look at the backdrop of Yankee Stadium.
And the 0-2. There's a base hit off the bat of Zobrist. He came into this series very, very shaky offensively, but he's done well as he picks up a double right there. Yesterday he picked up 2 hits and 2 walks. Now he has 2 more hits. And the Kia scoreboard reflects that's the 3rd hit for the Rays. Yankees lead 1-0.
He's a solid player. He doesn't try to do a whole lot, not flashy at all, and does as whatever Joe Madden asks him to do. Different positions, outfield, second base, lead off, second in the lineup, move anywhere. Solid baseball player. Fundamentally sound, like many of these Rays players, and they do it right up through the minor league system. They have a good organization.
Pena takes a strike, and let's get a quick Home Depot scouting report on him.
Well, I'll tell you, he's definitely got pull power. There's no doubt about it. This guy is a guy that likes to pull the baseball, will hit a lot of home runs. You go home again. How about he goes away to Chicago Cubs? Was very comfortable, had some great years with Tampa Bay. And the high strikeout total. He is not a guy that's going to cut his swing down like a lot of home run hitters, as he's shown a couple years ago, 40+ home runs with Tampa Bay. I personally like facing guys like Carlos Pena. You knew that you didn't have to give in. They were RBI guys. They wanted to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Usually mistake hitters, 239 batting average. You know, your better hitters are going to spray the ball all over the ballpark. They will hit the ball where it's thrown. Not Carlos. Carlos Pena, he wants his ball in or half, somewhere there, be able to turn on it.
If you make your pitch can he hit it out? Or does it have to be a mistake that he hits it?
No, he's good enough. You know, you don't make it to the major leagues and just be purely a mistake hitter. There are guys that are mistake hitters. I would say that his power is going to be somewhere up in the zone. Let me see if I can do this. And it's going to be on the inner half of the plate. That's your home run guy. Until they prove repeatedly they'll go the other way, you stay away. And then you're susceptible to a pitch like that he didn't get. And you see in that baseball there, a 2-1 count. You want him. That's a pitch that you're not trying to get a called strike. You want that to be an action ball.
And in the season opener in St. Pete, he actually won the game against Rivera in the 9th inning, going to left center field on a pitch away.
That
rare.
Yeah. It'd be, I mean, look, and he's good enough, and I'm sure he picks his spots. Carlos Pena does, and think in an area maybe I might try to go up the middle, but for the most part, pull hitter.
And a walk to Pena, his second walk of the night.
And that's what happens there when you're, especially in a tight ball game. We saw it last night with Nova and James Shields. The home runs ended up hurting Shields, especially the home runs from Ibanez, the 2-run homer. Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, coming out to settle him down. That's a product. It's not, ooh, you know, David Phelps is getting in trouble and he's wild. You get in a bad count with a guy that can hit it out of the ballpark, you don't give in. And if it's a matter, especially with 2 outs, a matter of starting over and, okay, I'll take my chances with B.J. Upton. Let's try to go for strike one.
So Rothschild breaks it up after prodded by Jim Reynolds. Boone Logan getting ready. 84 pitches right now for Phelps. And B.J. Upton 0 for 2 is at the plate. Fly ball right and a strikeout.
First pitch swinging here.
1-0.
A lot of movement at B.J. Upton. You saw that ball. It almost hit him. That ball was just off the plate a little bit. There's a guy who likes the ball down and preferably inner half. Now it's a little overthrown right here. Now that's good. Pick up the rosin, take a little deep breath, look around, collect yourself. It's a big pitch in the ball game right here.
Swing and a miss.
Good pitch. I don't know whether he shook to get to that pitch, or my guess is Russell Martin called it. This is a 2-0 count. You have a guy that what you I always identify the RBI guys that want to be heroes. And slow-mo there out in front of that slider.
Moved him inside.
Now he's back in that similar fastball count, just missing enough. And this is usually a sign of a pitcher getting a little tired. You don't really, you're not cognizant and clearly thinking I'm tired, but you realize that you have to do more with your body to get the ball to where you want it to go. And that's why you see command be an issue when you're tired. This is just overthrown right here.
And now he's loaded the bases with 2 outs. So he's coasting. 2 quick outs here in the 5th. And the double by Zobrist, a walk to Pena and Upton. And the bases are loaded for the cleanup hitter, Matt Joyce.
I think Joe is going to come and get him here. Trying to get some more time. You said we had a little shot there. Joe saying go out and talk to him. Yeah, there we go. Joe's going to check in, make sure he has enough. Well, he's not going to qualify for the win if they keep this score.
Well, you have to go 5 if you're a starter to get a win. So David Phelps actually pitched pretty well, but seemed like he all of a sudden hit a wall and ran out of gas. So Girardi's going to take the ball from him. He's going to call on the lefty Boone Logan to face Matt Joyce. The kid gets a warm hand from the crowd. Logan against Joyce. When we come back, Yankees holding on to a 1-0 lead. Yes is brought to you in part by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. By J&R Music and Computer World. And by Blimpie, America's sub shops. So a hook here in the fifth inning as Joe Girardi makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. Girardi trying to hold on to this 1-0 lead, so he turns it over to Logan against Joyce. That's what Logan's done in 15 games. Bases loaded and 2 outs in his young career. Joyce 6 for 13 with 18 ribbies. So Girardi did not want him to face a tiring Phelps.
Should be a good matchup here. Early in the count, Matt Joyce looking for a fastball. So he gets a breaking ball. Yes. Oh! Jim Reynolds. Let's take a look at this. This would be a good shot. This is a slider that starts inside off the plate. Good call. God, from this angle, it looks like a strike, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a little off. 0 for 5 lifetime against Boone Logan. Matt Joyce. See, I don't know if last year Boone Logan would have done that. Come in, when he's rested, he's 95 or better, great arm. And lefty on lefty, they're not looking to wait for the secondary pitches from the left hand. He'd have gone after these guys more often with his fastball.
There's a strike.
So that's it. He sat fastball, didn't get it, 3 in a row, missed with the first one, then 2 back-to-back sliders. It's right here for Boone Logan. You got a pitch here to expand. Good fastball hitter. See if he goes with another slider off the plate.
Zobrist at third, Pena at second, Upton is at first. 2 men out, 1-2 count. Logan against Joyce. The pitch. He got him. Nice job by Boone Logan as Joyce strikes out. No runs a hit, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. With rain in the forecast, it's an official game, and Dwayne Wise will lead off. David Phelps likes it. And now that you can watch live Yes Network Yankee games on your PCs or laptops with Optimum Online. Get a full season of live Yankees games on the go for just $49.99. If you're an Optimum Online customer who watches Yes on IOTV, go to YesNetwork.com to get more information and subscribe now. Wise shows bunt, takes inside, 1-0. The Kia scoreboard, Yankees holding on to a 1-0 lead. Wrapped ripped into right field. Zobrist is there. One away.
Doing a good job. Jeff Neiman settled down like David Phelps did. Only gave up the 1 run in the first inning. So far, the big double from Robinson Cano scored Derek Jeter from first base. Good hustle from Derek. That's the difference in this ball game.
Hot shot, nice grab there by Sean Rodriguez. Took a base hit away from Jeter. 2 outs.
Derek sensing where Sean Rodriguez was up on the grass, thinking maybe Derek would lay one down. Very nice play. Good reaction from Sean Rodriguez. Guy who's played second and short, third, as most of these infielders have for Tampa Bay Rays and Joe Madden on the Yes-Mo. Look at him keeping his glove on the ground. Great surface here at Yankee Stadium. True hops. Never got a chance to get to the dirt. Good play.
Granderson takes outside. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Yankees up 1-0. Middle game of this 3-game set. Count 2-1. We have some proof here, Al. There's Jeff Daniels. And there's Jeff Neiman.
Very similar. I like the call. It's close.
Isn't Something Wild, Purple Rose of Cairo, and a strikeout of Curtis Granderson. So that'll do it as he retires the Yankees in order 1, 2, 3. But we know he looks like Jeff Daniels. We also know he's trailing 1-0 as we go to the 6th. We'll tease for tomorrow. The pitching matchup tomorrow is David Price against CC Sabathia as we go to the 6th inning. And Luke Scott takes a strike from Boone Logan. And there's the pitchers brought to you by Verizon Fios. Welcome to America's fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Welcome to Life on Fios. It all begins at 6 on Yes with the batting practice show. 6:30 pregame and 7:08 first pitch. That's a good one.
Should be, right?
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
9 wins between those two. 5 for Price and 4 for CC. Two lefties on the mound. One lefty in the booth. Swing and a miss. Logan strikes out Scott. The out is made at first, so the put out is 2-3.
Lefty on the mound now, too, right?
That's right.
Lefty in the box. Lefty on deck. A lot of lefties.
Starting to rain, as you can see in that shot. And the forecast did call for some rain starting between 9 and 10. But it is an official game. 1-0 Yankees here in the 6th. Another lefty is going to start for the Yankees on Sunday, Andy Pettit. And I got a chance to talk to him today, Al. He is so pumped up about pitching. And I asked him about the reports that his velocity, and you see Corey Wade getting ready in the Yankee bullpen, was about 86 in his last start in the minors. He said, I'm really not that concerned with my velocity. He said, because I was looking at tapes of when I pitched well in 2009. He said, my velocity was 86 and 87. He said, if I'm pitching the way I want to pitch, hitting spots, he said, I can get by with a fastball from 86 to 88, so that doesn't concern me.
And I think we talked about it last night about that.
High fly ball center field. Granderson is there for the second out. Andy Pettit was jogging the outfield.
So he gets in here early and gets his work in?
And then he has to get out. He can't be in the clubhouse because he's not on the roster.
He's not on the 25 minute.
Not even on the 40.
I mean 40. That's right.
All
yeah.
right.
Okay.
But that clerical maneuver will be, sometime Sunday morning.
Well, I mean, last night we were talking about it, and just watching Andy the last couple of years, I know what he means by that, because when your velocity's down and you have the moxie and the mindset of knowing how to set up hitters, I thought Andy did a great job with varying his speeds on breaking balls, curveballs. Hot smash past Robbie. Watch here, cut that ball off. He's going for 2.
And it is a double for Elliott Johnson.
They're taking the extra base out of the box. That's all a product, and we saw Ben Zobrist do it in his last at bat. This little bob. I think Elliott Johnson, let's see here out of the box. He gets it past him. Once it gets in between right center, he's already saying, hey, I'm going for a double. I will make Nick Swisher make the play, come up strong, and have to make a perfect throw to second base.
So Boone Logan did a good job striking out Joyce with the bases loaded in the 5th, getting 2 outs here in the 6th. So he'll turn it over to Corey Wade, who'll face Sean Rodriguez. And 2 outs. Yankees holding on to a 1-0 lead here in the 6th as the Yankees go to Corey Wade. Those are Wade's numbers. This is his 12th game. 13 1/3, 11 hits, 16 strikeouts.
Another Yankee reliever doing a heck of a job. How about third best in Major League Baseball? Yankees ERA of 2.36.
Just want to finish up with the story about Pettit. When I spoke to him, I said, you know, your numbers in your last start at AAA weren't very good. Were they bloops? And he said, no, I was awful. He said, I felt terrible. He said, the ball wasn't coming out of my hand the right way. He said, but being down here is not helping me any. He said, I need to be up in the big leagues. I'm ready. My body feels ready. He said, I think I can help.
Wasting bullets. You know, you get older and you see certain pitches that you're able to make. You say, okay, I'm there. But, you know, guys in AAA, they got a bat. They're good hitters. Some been in the major leagues. But
he's got a pretty good attitude about it, though. He said, don't expect me to come up and throw a shutout, complete game. He said, that's not what I'm about right now. He said, I'll battle and I'll hopefully get a lead to the bullpen.
And I think there's going to be the whole inspirational boost of having Andy on the mound and the guys behind him. And it's exciting. Him coming back.
It should be an amazing scene when he takes them out on Sunday afternoon, Mother's Day here at the stadium. I'm sure the place will be jammed, and what a welcome he'll have when he takes them out. Runner at second, 2 outs. We're in the 6th inning. 1-2 count on Sean Rodriguez. Grounded to Jeter. Going to be a tough play. Gets him. Nice stretch by Teixeira, and Wade comes on and does the job. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. The veteran Yankee captain fires across the diamond to get Rodriguez, and Alex Rodriguez will lead off.
Wow.
Coors Light freeze cam. It actually caused Al to go, oh, right before we went to break.
Wow, look at that. I mean, you can't get any more bang, bang Coors Light freeze cam than that. Look at this. That is less than a couple inches? A heel? A toe. That is tremendous. What a great call by Mike Estabrook, the first base umpire. Good base running, too. Elliott Johnson was huffing it from second base. He's safe there. This is a tie ball game.
Alex Rodriguez leads off and fouls it off. A-Rod has struck out twice, one swinging against Jeff Neiman.
2 for 12 now, Michael, with 5 strikeouts against Jeff Neiman. Just does not see the ball well from the tall right-hander. And that's 89 right down the middle. Outer half. Kind of a defensive swing.
He punches it through the shift. Second baseman was shading towards second. The whole right side is open. I don't think Alex did that on purpose to pick up a base hit. All right, let's check out the results to tonight's Toyota text poll. Again, the question, which of these baseball occurrences is the most difficult to achieve? And here's how you voted. 47% think it's the unassisted triple play, then perfect game, and then 4 homers. Unassisted triple play is pretty tough.
Well, that was the. You gave all the numbers, right? Was it?
How many there actually were that went on, but I think 4 homers in a game is the toughest.
Right? You got to first. Yeah. I mean, you have to get at least 4 bats.
Right.
So the game's got to be out
and,
of hand.
And if you watch batting practice, it's hard to hit a ball out in batting practice. And they're throwing 60 miles an hour. But they're all difficult, and our fans voted unassisted triple play. Take a look at A-Rod's last at bat. Did he actually go for that open spot?
He might have. That was a curveball that backed up. Now, instead of trying to pull it, he sees the big hole there. That's a good shot right there. You see where Will Rhymes was playing. Start beating the shift. You'll see these spray charts and these huge defensive maneuvers start moving back to normal position. Quickly 0-2. Robinson Canoa's first at bat went the other way. Nice double. Scored Derek Jeter in the first inning. It's the only run. Jeff Neiman's done a nice job. 71 pitches.
Runner goes. Grounded right back to Neiman. He'll take the out at first as Alex advances to second. Might have stayed out of the double play right there.
Definitely stayed out of double play. There's a comeback right here. This is an easy 1-6-3 double play. If Alex was not on the move. Good decision by Jeff Neiman. Well, then bang bang.
Here's Mark Teixeira. Outside.
Low pitch count. Nobody up in the Rays bullpen. Start getting in that middle relief territory for clubs in that 6th, 7th inning if anybody gets in trouble here. Big at bat here. Let's see Mark Teixeira get a good pitch here.
One and two. Against the Yankees coming in 3-0, 3.10 ERA.
Well, so far that ERA will be going down. He's done a nice job against the Yankee hitters. Yeah, watching this shift and seeing Teixeira, I just wonder how much he's caught in between of his swing and his approach, which is here, cut through the teeth of this shift, or just a nice little mediocre ground ball to the left side. You got an RBI.
Runner goes. Throw to third. Stolen base for A-Rod. And also a strikeout of Teixeira.
Yeah, that's good base running there by Alex. He's watching Jeff Neiman enough times to see his routine. Pitchers will have the same routine. Look back once or whatever, however many times it was. And Alex got a great jump. Excellent shot. Beautiful. Clearly safe. First stolen base of the year for Alex.
Here's Nick Swisher. He's 2 for 2 against Neiman. Yankees lead 1-0. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Now, if this doesn't tell you how tough it is for a hitter to go outside his comfort zone, nothing. Well, the Yankees would love to have that run. The entire left side of the infield is open, at least 70 feet of it. There's 3 infielders on the right side. It's not that easy to do. We all say, well, they should just go that way. It's not that easy. Just foul. And because of the shift, you know that anything that gets by Pena on that side is going to be a foul ball. He's practically standing on the line.
Ooh, that was close there. I agree with you. Let's see here. He's right on the line, as Michael said. He's 3 steps. Ooh. Good smash. Yeah, that's exactly right, Michael. You have a hitter that's been around for a long time, and there's reason why that opposing teams have the defensive positions that they do. It's based on history, and this is where these hitters hit the ball. And also, too, I know we talked about this last night, about shifts are fine. Obviously, they're effective, and they work for Joe Madden and the Rays, and other teams are doing it. But you also have to know the pitcher on the mound. And are you capable to pitch in areas where your players are positioned? You know, in this case here, where he wants to change the fastball away. Do you throw pitches on the outer part of the plate to stay away from the shift for him to easily go the other way? Now that's a pitch away.
It's a great point out, and a lot of scouts have told me you can't shift unless you know that your pitchers can hit spots.
See here, right here, Michael, this is a good example. This is a backdoor slider. Now, if Nick was able to stay on it, you see his hips kind of pulling out here. That was a pitch that really you would think it's just an easy approach. And you're right. You said it a minute ago. It's not easy. Look, you get 3 hits out of 10 at bats, and you're a great player. But you would think here with the wide open space, a little dribbler right to the shortstop, you got an RBI.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. 3-2. Two outs and runners in scoring position in the early going. Nick is hitting .357, 5 hits and 14 at bats. Alex has a look at the kid in Little League that's all over the place. He's got a lot of the infield on his uniform. Not that side. That side. That's the one who comes home and gets that look from Mom. Really? He's got to wash that.
Bleach.
Bottom of the 6th, 1-0 Yankees. Rodriguez with a nice leadoff third, and Swisher steps out.
Alex, you're talking about the dirt. Watch for a ball in the dirt here. I don't know if this could be a fastball. Could be that changeup he's been throwing to the left-handed hitters. Be aggressive. Assume nothing at third base here. Ball kicks away.
Fouled away.
Nick got a pitch down the middle. Got enough on it. That's what Neiman has been doing effectively, throwing a lot of assortment of his pitches. That ball was middle plate. Pulled off just a tad.
On the full windup, Neiman deals the 3-2. Really battling with Swisher.
We saw it last night. James Shields, you have a pitching staff. Jeff Neiman is doing it tonight, where any low count, he'll throw it. And that's what makes the guy tough. And that's why Jeff Neiman's pitched a good ball game so far. 3-2 count, throws a fastball down the middle, comes back with a backdoor slider. Can't sit down any one pitch.
This will be his 85th pitch of the night. Another foul ball.
I know it's crazy right now. We saw Bryce Harper, what he did after getting plunked by Cole Hamels. But the rule of thumb here is that however far the third baseman is, that's how far you can get. Alex could get down to here. He could steal home right now, Michael. I know a 3-2 count is, you got a hitter that has to swing if it's right down the middle, but yeah, he just keep going further.
Just got a piece to stay alive.
3-1 count, obviously he could take a strike. At 3-2 you got to protect, so there'd be a reason why of course Alex would be running, but that is the general rule of thumb. However far your third baseman is, less than 2 strikes would be how far you can get off the base. And with Jeff Neiman winding up.
Three-2. High fly ball, left field. Joyce drifts back. And Neiman wins that battle with Swisher. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're going to go to the 7th inning. We got a tight one. Nick Swisher wanted to make it 2-0. Nissan dealer. It's 1-0. Tight one here in the 7th. 1-5-0, beating 0-4-0. David Phelps lasted 2 outs into the 5th. Robinson Cano, the only RBI in the game, a first-inning double driving home Jeter. And Neiman's done a good job. 6 innings, 5 hits, just that 1 run, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. And there's a strike to Chris Jimenez.
Neiman finally getting through 6 innings. He's pitching a good ball game. No doubt about his 6th start of the year. Prior to this start, he wasn't able to get through the 6th inning.
Cadillac scoreboard 1-0. Top 7. Clay Rapata getting ready. The 2-1. 2-2.
Well, this will be the life after Mo not being down the pen. We saw Robertson last night as closer. Soriano pitched the 8th. Boone Lowe gets in. Everybody moves up. Makes for interesting matchups now here, 7th inning on out.
Lofted into left field. Dwayne Wise coming on and makes the play for the first out.
Later tonight, world-renowned journalist Dan Rather sits down for a new GMC Presents Center Stage with Michael Kay. The former CBS News anchor speaks candidly about his lengthy career and the state of the news business today. It's a new Center Stage tonight after the postgame, only on Yes.
Watch that one. Dan Rather was really good. He's had a front row seat to a lot of the history of the last 50 years of this country all around the world, and some great stories. Has a book out. Good stuff.
I'm going to watch it.
Here's Ben Zobrist with 1 out in the 7th inning. If you're wondering, David Robertson threw 25 pitches in the 9th inning last night, but before the game, Joe Girardi, Yankee manager, said that he is indeed available to pitch tonight. Count 1-1, and that's really the only concern you have with Robertson. He's got the stuff. He can get people out. He's overpowering, and everybody in baseball talks about it. But because he does occasionally walk one too many batters, is his pitch count going to be so high in each outing that it will curtail how you use him or how many times you could use him in a row? You know, Mariano gets saved sometimes on 9 pitches, and that doesn't take away from the next day. But Joe said he's ready to go after 25.
Well, you know what? And I think this is going to, we'll see how this plays out, but you're making good points. The fact that you have a closer that if it is a half pitch count, he can go 2 in a row. And maybe with Soriano as the 8th inning guy, once in a while, kind of do the closer role.
Zobrist wraps one to right field, but Swisher is right there for the second out.
He deserves it, Michael. I mean, you said it, of course. Cody Epley and Clay Rapata. Epley now up with Rapata. You get to be so dominant as a setup guy. Of course, Mariano being the great Mariano Rivera, all-time saves leader. You know, he's deserving of the chance.
There's a strike to Carlos Pena. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks tonight.
The other guy has done a nice job. Corey Wade. A waiver pickup. Great changeup.
And more proof that spring training really doesn't mean that much about what you're going to do in the regular season. He was tattooed in spring training now.
I was just going to say that, Michael. Exactly that. And, you know, not a veteran guy. He's been around a little bit. But, you know, you have there's a level of wanting to perform. But I think with a touch feely guy as he is with the feel of the changeup.
Slow roller to Teixeira. And he flips over to Wade, who does a nice job. He's retired all 4 batters that he faced. 3 in a row here in the 7th. At the end of 6.5, it's time for the 7th inning stretch at the stadium, but we will remain right where we are to listen to a rendition of God Bless America.
Rise and offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Of the 7th inning, Yankees holding on to a 1-0 lead. That run was scored in the first inning. As you can see on the Cadillac scoreboard, Yankees have out-hit Tampa Bay 5-4. And the RBI double that scored Jeter by Robinson Cano in the first inning, the only run on the board. So far it's held up. Neiman entering his 7th inning of work. Bob also spoke about Boston. Sad news out of Boston. Their public address announcer at Fenway Park, good guy, been there since 2003. He passed away today, Carl Bean, in a single-car accident in Massachusetts. He was the voice of Fenway Park since 2003. He will be missed, and we send out our condolences to his family. It'll be Ibanez, Martin, and Dwayne Wise against Jeff Neiman here in the bottom of the 7th. Count 1-0. Driven out to center field. Upton drifts over, 1 away. Soriano gave up a run in yesterday's game. He's getting ready. He is the Yankees' 8th inning pitcher, it seems, with Robertson pitching the 9th. They each moved up 1 inning with the injury to Rivera.
Did a heck of a job last night, Michael, giving up a leadoff triple and having him eventually score a wild pitch. And then the insurance run in the bottom of the inning that the Yankees were able to get. Could have been worse. Had a big key strikeout, 2 strikeouts.
There's a base hit for Russell Martin. He's 1 for 3.
Good swing. Kept his hands inside the baseball. You have a pull shift. Elliott Johnson playing way in the 5.5 hole. Had there not been a shift, he would have caught that ball.
Here's Dwayne Wise. Saw Jake McGee yesterday, hard throwing lefty. Wise playing left field tonight. That's Brett Gardner's position. And in 7 innings in left field tonight for Scranton Wilkes-Barre against Columbus, Brett was 1 for 2 with 2 walks and 1 run scored. Also struck out once. And all goes well if the elbow feels okay. He could be back here tomorrow as Jim Hickey goes out to talk with Lehman.
Jim Hickey's done a nice job with this Tampa Bay staff. Big into numbers, keep it simple, throw a lot of strikes. Let your defense make plays. They've had very good defensive outfield as far as coverage.
There's a strike, count 2-1. chasing Morton back. Just got back.
Keeping Martin close. Previous pitch, it looked like he was a little bit jumpy going towards second base. Last year, Martin had 8 stolen bases. A few years back, he was a base running threat. Goes back to the years with the Dodgers. He had a high of 21 stolen bases in 2007.
Count 2-2. The 2-2. Foul back.
A lot of attention being held at Russell Martin. Jeff Neiman pitching a good game here. Pitch count getting to 100 pitches. You got Dwayne Wise, a number 9 hitter up. A bit distracted with Russell Martin at first base. They just go after the hitter.
Making it close at first.
Numbers, tendencies, trends. He's relaying it to David Martinez, his bench coach. He relays it to the catcher.
Runner goes. Grounded foul.
Staying out of the double play, 2 strikes. You got a hitter that could put the ball in play.
One nothing Yankees are in the bottom of the 7th. Martin's at first with 1 man out. And the pitch. Really battling.
See that we showed a little while ago that he was looking at, Joe Madden was looking at a chart, and you know, there's all of this is just documented and reported as to certain counts, certain batters up, who's running. He'll tell David Martinez, who will relay it to the catcher. Jimenez then will either throw over, step off. This is all coming from the bench, even right down to a pitcher stepping off. Disrupt the comfort of a runner. There you see it, David Martinez. Now he will give it to Chris Jimenez. Runner at first base. Maybe we could. It's a single side changeup. That's usually a changeup. Wiggle the fingers.
Got him on the off-speed pitch. Wise way out in front for the 2nd out.
Tough at bat. Good pitches by Jeff Neiman. Dwayne Wise fouling off, spoiling some tough pitches. Just couldn't handle that one there. 100 pitches.
How about this for a stat? Jeter had a single in the 1st inning. That was his 50th hit. All right. He becomes the fastest Yankee ever to get 50 hits in a season over 30 games. Fastest Yankee ever. I mean, there's some good names there.
You think?
So off to an unbelievable start. Hitting .391 and an OPS of over 1.007. That's on base percentage plus slugging. A dream start for the Yankee captain in a year where he will turn 38 during the season.
Wow. Now with 2 outs. It's working. I don't understand it, Michael. You got 2 outs. You don't have Ricky Henderson at first base here. Blazer, Brett Gardner. And all it takes is just, as a pitcher, you're distracted just enough to, hang a curveball, not get through your fastball, elevate, belt tie. Russell Martin's doing a great job because even his fake steals are aggressive. Good crossover step, good secondary lead. All those little things have a pitcher quicken his delivery a little bit, give a chance for Derek to get a good pitch to drive. It's a good lead right there.
Right back to Neiman. And that will do it. Here in the 7th, no runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. Taking a look across 161st Street and River Avenue, really 162nd and River. For tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. How do you do it? You text your vote to 42951 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Jeff Neiman, number 2, David Phelps, or number 3, Robinson Cano. Vote now and make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. So they turn it over to Rafael Soriano. As we mentioned, he's gone from the 7th inning guy to the 8th inning guy. 12th game, 12 hits in 11 innings, 11 strikeouts, walked a bit too many. Opponents hitting .279 against him. And this is the tough part of the order coming up. B.J. Upton will start it off, then Joyce and Scott. 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Base hit up the middle. First pitch, he redirects it to center field. So the tying run is on.
Not a good start for Soriano. The Yankees, a little cutter out over the plate. B.J. Upton not trying to do a whole lot. Watch his leg kicks up, down, in. Changed that this year. He used to not pick his foot off the ground. Now he's got that big A-Rod kind of leg kick that you see often with major league hitters. Good hit.
Hyundai scoreboard 1-0 Yankees lead. Let's see if they turn 2. There's one. No, he pulled him off the bag. The throw pulled Jeter off the bag, and everybody is safe. So that's going to be an error on Cano. In his haste to turn the double play, he made a rare bad throw to Jeter.
Yeah, he's so good at it. And watch Derek see his right foot pulled off the bag, wasn't able to stay on it. Good job just catching that ball. From the looks of it, that ball gone in left field. Maybe B.J. Upton goes to third. Quickly, as you said, Michael, instead of getting the shore out, he was thinking double play ball. And as a result, the ball just leaking to his right or Derek's left. Good play. I don't know how hard that ball was. I know Dwayne Wise was backing up in left field. Could have been a ball that ended up being a second and third situation there. You see his foot off the bag. Good call. Second base umpire James Hoy. Get the shore out, causing a little trouble here. First error this year for Robinson.
And the pitch to Scott is high. So quite a jam here for Soriano. I don't know what that is in the outfield. A little shiny, I have no idea. What do you think, Al?
Golf ball? Shiny.
Got a shine to it, though.
Diamond?
Pretty big diamond, if I can see it from behind home plate. The 2-1. 3-1, one pitch away from loading the bases with nobody out.
Got a battle here. Faced Luke Scott last night. Soriano did. Basically got him out with all sliders. Struck him out swinging. Luke Scott 1 for 7 lifetime against Raphael. Something down the zone. Get a ground ball.
Driven out to left field. And it slices foul. Just foul.
Let's see how far foul. Yeah,
a couple of feet.
2 feet. Matt Joyce had a good look at it. That ball was fair. This is a 2-1 ball game. Rays up. He was right behind B.J. Upton.
Fernando Rodney and Joel Peralta getting ready.
Big pitch right here, obviously. First and second, nobody out. You're thinking ground ball as a pitcher, whatever that pitch is.
Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Soriano as Scott goes down on strikes.
Fourth strikeout. Same pitch he threw Luke Scott last night. A slider, good depth, good bite to it. Looks middle of the plate and then down and in. Just nice little drop about a foot. Luke Scott not happy there. Didn't do his job.
So 1 down. That's going to bring up Will Rhymes. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Grounded to second, popped to short, and flied out to center. And the count 0-1. Hot shot right at Teixeira. He'll get the force at second. 2 away. Oh, does he flash the leather right there? That could have eaten him alive, but he made the play and then had the faith in his arm to make the throw to second.
Made a great play last night as well, Michael. That is a great play there. Looked so easy for Mark Teixeira, 2-time Gold Glover. Still had enough mind to get up, knowing that hot smash keep Matt Joyce at second base from run scoring position. Watch here, keeps his. Boy, oh boy, I didn't even know if he saw that into the glove. That was hit hard.
I'll tell you what, Al, why it's such a big move throwing the second, because you're keeping the go-ahead run out of scoring position. He could have easily taken the out at first base, but threaded the needle and made that throw. And got Joyce at second. So now Larry Rothschild will come out and talk.
And a gutsy play. I mean, you know, that was a higher risk play. He could easily, as you said, got the easy out in front of him. Now second and third, much more higher pressure pitch for Soriano, because a base hit is now a potential loss as opposed to a tie ball game.
So they're going to send up a pinch hitter, Desmond Jennings. He will pinch hit for Elliott Johnson. In Sunday's game against the A's, he tweaked his knee. That's why he did not play last night. But he is going to pinch hit for Johnson in a big spot here in this game. 270, 3 homers, and 11 runs batted in.
Good looking young player for Tampa Bay Rays, and this young man is a fastball hitting fool. Does not get off the fastball.
And that's what Rothschild just told Soriano. Gave him a little bit of a scouting report on Desmond Jennings. First and third, 2 outs. And there's a strike.
Little cutter down the way. Good pitch.
There's a tying run. That's Upton at third. Will Rhymes is at first. 2 men out. We're in the 8th. Two outs and runners in scoring position. Desmond Jennings gets a hit a third of the time. The 0-1. Missed outside, 1-1. High fly ball, shallow left. Coming on is Wise. And Soriano works into and out of trouble. No runs a hit, 1 error, and 2 men left. Great play by Teixeira. Granderson will lead it off in the bottom of the inning. part by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Well, the pitching coach, Jim Hickey, is warming up the pitcher, and it's Fernando Rodney.
That's impressive, no mask.
And now Jose Molina will take over. Coming up after the final out, don't miss the WB Mason postgame. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry review the key moments from tonight's action. Plus, Meredith Morakovitz is in the clubhouse with the team's reaction, and Joe Girardi's manager's report. It's the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. Good job by Jeff Neiman, and he turns it over to the hard-throwing Fernando Rodney.
What a pickup by the Rays. Fernando Rodney, closer for the Tigers a few years back, had some good years, a great year. Went out to Anaheim, did not do well. Look at that, .66 ERA, perfect 9 for 9. Back to throwing a lot of strikes. He's got a good fastball. 2009, 37 saves for the Tigers.
So it'll be Granderson, A-Rod, and Cano here in the 8th as the Yankees try to build on this 1-0 lead. Hyundai scoreboard, 1-0 Yanks. And a strike. They seem to be able to find these pitchers that close games. A couple of years ago, Soriano, 45 saves, although he was that was no secret. And they actually paid a lot of money for him to close that 1 year. And then they got a bargain with Farnsworth last year. He's hurt this year, and now Fernando Rodney. As David Robertson and Freddie Garcia. I think Garcia's just taking some to the mitt. He hasn't pitched in a while.
Yeah, that's right, Michael. The reliever hasn't thrown in a while, and obviously Freddie's been starting. We want to get some work.
There's a strike. Last year, if you look at their bullpen, from the year before, everyone left. And they had to remake their bullpen on the run as Granderson strikes out. And what they're showing out, what a lot of teams are starting to learn, is that you could actually put together a bullpen without spending huge money on some pitchers. We've seen San Diego's done it a couple of years, and Tampa Bay has done it as well. Just keep bringing in guys that throw hard and try to find the right combination.
That's right. You hear it often. And Joe Madden said it last year. I'll build a bullpen. You have a couple guys that have closer stuff, and maybe a veteran guy that, for whatever reason, health issue or just wasn't comfortable in a certain place, they come down there. They have the right formula. You said it. Now Fernando Rodney, Farnsworth did a nice job last year.
Alex Rodriguez loops one to right field, and that is going to dunk in front of Zobrist for a base hit. Alex now 2 for 4.
This is in on his hands. He just fights it off. Just enough out of this reach of Ben Zobrist. Can't get to it. Alex, a little base hit.
Great matchup tomorrow. We mentioned you've got CC Sabathia going for the New York Yankees. And David Price will get the start for the Rays. Yankees are hoping that CC's going for the sweep.
Slowly, Michael, the velocity of CC continues to rise. Talk about it every year with him as a veteran pitcher coming to spring training. Velocity's not there. Okay. As the season progresses, his April historically hasn't been as good.
Cano at the plate has driven in the game's only run. A double to left in the first inning with 2 outs. That drove home Jeter from first. And that's it. That's the only run on the board. Otherwise, zeros up there.
Good base running, too, Michael. Double the left field. Ball in front of him. Matt Joyce, a good outfielder. Derek got right off the jump street. Got it.
That one's a foul ball. Kept slicing.
Little different fastball here. Even Jeff Neiman did a nice job. The 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. Now you got even a little extra giddy up. These Yankee hitters are looking at basically all night long, anywhere 88 to 91. Rodney's more in that 94, 95 range. With a crooked hat.
Now I know CeCe has always worn his cap somewhat askew. I've never seen one this crooked. It's almost pointing toward first base.
It's Max Packing. Max Packing. Remember him?
Yep. Baseball clown.
CeCe, well, I think when he was with Cleveland, it was a lot more to the side.
I don't remember being that much to the side. There's a base hit for Cano. And that'll move A-Rod to second. So the Yankees looking for an insurance run for Robertson. That'll bring up Mark Teixeira. Mark is 0 for 3 tonight. And Mark is really in a slide of late. He has 6 hits in his last 37 at bats. That's 162, and it's dropped his average to 219. But still production now. He has 17 ribbies.
Last night, Michael, it was a similar situation in 8th inning. He gave the Yankees a tack-on run, gave David Robertson a little breathing room. Got a curveball from Joel Peralta, pulled it down the right field line. Cesar Ramos is warming up for the Rays.
Missed outside at 94. The count 1-0. Oh, that almost ate up Rhymes, but he starts the double play 4-6-3 to retire the side. So Teixeira hit it about as hard as you can hit it, but Rhymes somehow came up with it. Robertson tries to close the game in the 9th inning. Stick around.
You know, I mean, I was pulling for the guys, and I saw Robbie there. He did a good job, though, but I sweat. I sweat. I was telling, throw the ball like this, throw the ball like that. I think he hurt me, though.
Well, you had to be hearing him from the couch because Mariano was in his home yesterday watching the game on the edge of the couch as Robertson flirted with disaster, loading the bases, protecting a 2-run lead, but he struck out Carlos Pena to end the game. And he's not allowed to run this year. 13 games. He's 1 for 1 in save opportunities. He's had 4 career saves, 23 strikeouts in 13 innings.
20. That's like high school stuff. 10 more strikeouts than innings.
In the 9th yesterday, Keppinger grounded out to second to open it. Will Rhymes then walked. A single by Sean Rodriguez to left, putting runners on first and second. Brandon Allen struck out. Ben Zobrist walked, and then Ping at the plate. Looked for a called strike 3, and you see David Robertson was more relief than celebration. He threw 25 pitches yesterday, so let's see what kind of stuff he brings out to the mound the second straight day. Sean Rodriguez, who had that hit yesterday, will lead off. And another base hit for Rodriguez. Almost in the same spot as yesterday.
Exactly. Except yesterday it was an 0-2 count. Two fastballs got ahead and identical. Doing the right thing. You come in, closing situation, any relieving situation, pound the zone, strike 1.
Brandon Allen is going to pinch hit. And that one pinch hit he had, a home run, a walk-off winner. And there's a single right field. Rodriguez from around second. He'll go to third. The throw goes to third. Fired to second, and Allen is in there. Now, the Yankees are in a mess, second and third, nobody out, and Joe Girardi's going to go out and argue that call at second.
Well, this is a mistake throw from Nick Swisher. You coming up strong. He believes in his throw. Too much of a loop in that throw to Alex Rodriguez. Aggressive running from Brandon Allen. Let's see where his foot is. Did he come off the bag, and did Robbie still have the glove on him? There's a good call. Now we got a potential go-ahead run at second base. Safe. Ooh, he was still on the leg.
So Robertson in a heap of trouble right now. And he has to face Ben Zobrist. Count 1-0.
Swinging early. You know, normally in a closing situation, hitters will make the closer work. Throw strike 1, and they just, first 2 batters, Brandon Allen, Sean Rodriguez jumping on first pitch heaters. Robertson chose to go to the first pitch curveball with Zobrist. See if he backs it up with another one.
Count 2-0. Well, there it is. No runs in the last 26 and a third regular season innings dating back to September 1st. So that is in jeopardy right now, big time. So is the lead, which is the most important thing. Yankees are giving up a run. Only infielder in is Alex Rodriguez. Yankees scored a run in the first inning, a single by Jeter. 2 outs later, a double over the left fielder's head by Cano, and that has held up so far 1-0. We're in the 9th inning. David Robertson on to try to close it out, but a single by Rodriguez, a single by the pinch hitter Allen, and second and third, nobody out. The 3-0. He walked him on 4 pitches. That loads the bases with nobody out. Now, you don't know if Robertson's going to get out of this, but a sobering fact will be this. Yankee fans will now realize what the other 29 fan bases realize. It's not that easy in the 9th inning as it has been since '97. Mariano made it look easy. A lot of closers make you sweat.
Completely, 100%. You said it, Michael. Yankee fans have not been accustomed to anybody other than Mariano for 15 years, 15 plus years. And you're right. I mean, you know, that has been a huge difference, that the Yankees have been able to see the luxury of a great closer. And Robertson, great stuff, and he's a great reliever. And as you say, it's not easy. There's a level of anxiety to that 27th out in a closing situation.
Yankees a double play depth for Carlos Pena. Pena 1 for 6 against Robertson lifetime. Missed outside. 1-0. Clay Rapata getting ready. Well, his teammates call him Houdini. Let's see if he can get out of this. Bases loaded, nobody out. He's struck out 50% of the base runners or the batters he's faced with the bases loaded in his career. There's a strike.
Same pitch he struck out Pena yesterday with. Carlos looking for something inner half, something he could drive to right field. Good pitch by Robertson.
Strike. 1-2.
Great pitch right here. Dots a fastball, previous pitch, and then this is that 12-6 D buckling curveball. He can go a couple places here. He could do that same paint fastball away. You got a pitch or two here. At least one. You want to go 3-2 to a strikeout hitter. Either elevated fastball or maybe that backdoor curveball again.
The 1-2. Strike 3. Pena down looking, 1 away.
Wow, great pitch. Tremendous sequence. This is 96 miles an hour. Watch Russell Martin's glove. Perfect. Knee high, corner, black. Carlos Pena cannot do anything with that. Look at that. Knee high. It's a beautiful pitch.
Right on the corner. That's going to bring up B.J. Upton. Now a double play and the game's over. Upton 1 for 3 tonight. Singled his last time up. That was in the 8th. Walked in the 5th. One and 0. One for 7 lifetime against David Robertson. One and 1. A couple of the Rays players were talking about Robertson with 93 miles an hour, but with his long stride, they say it plays like 97, 98, because he's closer to the plate than most when he releases it.
And a smooth delivery. There's nothing herky-jerky about it. So it looks effortless, but it just jumps out of his hand.
1-1. Just missed outside.
Well, that's not where Russell Martin caught it. That is a cutter. Let's see how far off the plate it is. Yeah, Russell, when you watch the catcher pull his glove back, he knows where the corner is. Yeah, that's a good call. Plate umpire Jim Reynolds, nice call.
2 balls, 1 strike, bases loaded. Yankees lead 1-0. We're in the 9th. B.J. Upton at the plate. Robertson deals. Driven out to right field. This is going to tie the game. Nick Swisher will make the catch. Tagging is Rodriguez. Here's the throw home. He's in there. So a sac fly for Upton. The game is tied at 1 as Allen advances to third on the throw. Great throw by Nick Swisher. Made it closer than it should have been at home plate.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that had plenty of distance, but Nick Swisher got behind the baseball. Sean Rodriguez, a pretty good runner at third base. You see how his momentum came in, gave it everything he had. Rodriguez getting in there. Russell Martin trying to block the plate. Nice slide, hand slide. Wow, a lot closer than I thought. Tie ball game. Let's hear Russell Martin keeping his foot in front. See how he, like a hockey goalie, make him go around.
Now this is a big batter for the Yankees. You want to hold it right here at 1-1. And it's Matt Joyce against David Robertson, who's given up his first run since September 1st of last year. And there's a strike. Breaking ball strike, 0-2. You want to look ahead to the bottom of the 9th. Swisher, Ibanez, and Martin. But Robertson needs to get Joyce to hold it at 1-1. The 0-2. Blocked by Martin. Holds Allen at third.
That's a lot of faith and trust in your catcher. This is an 0-2 pitch. Good hitter. Guy you don't want to hang it, make a mistake, and then he's just throwing his best curveball in the dirt. Great job by Russell Martin. Got the potential winning run at third base. Nice job keeping that ball close enough to home plate. Brendan Allen thought about it.
The 1-2. Just got a piece to stay alive. Been a nail-biting game since the first inning as the Yankees tried to hold on to a 1-0 lead. They got the game to their closer. And Robertson has given up a run. First and third, 2 outs. The 1-2. That one's driven deep to right field. Going back, Swisher turning, looking, see ya. A 3-run home run for Matt Joyce, and it's 4-1 Rays. Got a grin on his face because he fell down after the swing. Might even have hurt himself on the fall. But a 3-run home run nonetheless.
Yeah, he's limping, Michael. His right leg. Let's take a look. He gets a fastball out over the plate. Ooh, ooh. His ankle.
And David Robertson is going to depart as Joe Girardi takes the ball from him. So in his second save opportunity, David does not get it done. And this was the big blow off the bat of Matt Joyce. Painful to the Yankees, and it looks like painful to Matt Joyce. You see his ankle turned right there. Yankees go to the bullpen. By Matt Joyce, and Clay Rapata comes on to face Luke Scott, who swings and misses. So the 1-0 lead turns into a 4-1 deficit. You see the numbers on Rapata. This is his 4th game. That one is looped into left field. And Wise can't make the play. It trickles behind him as Luke Scott will go for 2. The throw, not in time. So a double for Luke Scott.
Good effort by Dwayne Wise. Just missed it. I want you to get that glove down a little bit lower. Maybe he made it on the yes-mo. Good effort. Good try. Ball game like this with 2 outs that you want to see what your outfielders do. Down by 3 runs.
That one gets away, allowing Scott to move to 3rd.
Well, Russell Martin's not happy about that. You get with your pitcher. Know the sign with the runner at second base. There was definitely a cross up here. He's looking something off speed. That's a fastball. Absolute cross up. Got to know your signs. Communicate it, timeout. If you have a consistent sign with your catcher, you don't have to change anything. If not, have a little conference. Unless you couldn't see the signs.
Shattered bat. Teixeira will touch up and retire Rhines, but not before. The Rays score 4 runs against David Robertson. The big blow, a 3-run home run off the bat of Matt Joyce. Yankees give it a try in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1-0 lead has turned into a 4-1 deficit. So a lot of work to do here in the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll start with Swisher, Ibanez, and Martin as Fernando Rodney in for his 2nd inning of work. Yankees did get 2 hits against Rodney in the 8th.
Yeah, this is what exactly you got to do. I mean, back break and blow there with the 4 runs at the top of the 9th. But, you know, you just think about stringing it together, bit of bats, a couple singles. Don't try to do too much. You got a tough pitcher on the mound here.
Oh and 1. Starting to rain a little bit harder here at the stadium. But 2 games that were really in question last night and tonight. They've gotten those games in. Tomorrow's supposed to be pretty good weather and a pretty good pitching matchup. Price against Sabathia. It all begins here at 6 o'clock with the batting practice show. Pre-game at 6:30. 7:08 first pitch. Got Brandon Geyer in left field. And Matt Joyce moves over to right. Rhymes is at 3rd. Zobrist is at 2nd. And Molina is behind the plate. So Joyce with that home run and looked like he labored around the bases when he turned his ankle, still in the game. Now, if you want to add some perspective to closing, I think if you took a poll, a Swisher swings and misses, of 1,000 people, probably 1,000 would say Mariano's the greatest closer of all time. But in his 6 first save opportunities, 6 of his first save opportunities in 1997 after he took over for Wetland when Wetland left as a free agent, Mariano blew 3 of them. So it takes an adjustment period. And everyone you talk to in baseball says Robertson's got great stuff. He's going to be fine. But it does take a little bit of a different stomach, I guess, to close those final 3 outs. It's different than the 8th. It's different than the 7th. And as you said yesterday, Al, you could face better hitters in the 8th.
Sure.
You could face bigger situations in the 8th. But the final 3 outs, there's something new to it. And Robertson just has to get more comfortable.
Because it's the closers that just think of it as just 3 outs or an inning.
Ibanez lofts one to left field, a base hit for him.
And not the ramification or magnitude of, you know, it's closing out a win and everybody's in home stadiums. They're all clapping and cheering. To just be calm about it. I think that's what has made Mariano so special. You know, over the years, I mean, you had the Goose Gossages and you know, the crazy I'm coming at you closers, and he's so calm. I think that has been a huge plus for him to stay consistent. And if you look at tonight, Michael, it was 2 first pitch singles. They were swinging. How often do you see a closer come in and get, you know, they spot you a strike?
Russell Martin swings and misses.
Sean Rodriguez, first pitch, base hit past A-Rod. Brandon Allen, pinch hitting for Chris Jimenez, base hit to right. 2 pitches.
Oh, 2. Martin is 1 for 3. And that one is looped and caught by the shortstop. Elliott Johnson fires to first, but the ball gets away as Ibanez gets back.
Lucky for the Yankees and Raul Ibanez. He got a little too far. Almost got caught in no man's land. I hope he's okay.
So Pena hit his glove. I don't know if Ibanez also hit the glove. Looked like he might have.
Well, his hand may have hit. Looked like Ibanez's left hand.
Oh, yeah, he did. That could have been interference. They could have called the end of the game on that.
Yeah, you can't swat a guy trying to catch a ball.
Steve Donahue, the trainer, came out. Looked like Ibanez was shaken up when he got it into first base. Dwayne Wise takes outside. Pena's going to play behind Ibanez. Surprisingly, Pena did not argue on that because he's the one who definitely felt it. Runner goes. He's going to take second on defensive indifference. Does not get a stolen base on that. Rodney looking to pick up the victory. He's the pitcher of record on the Rays side. Robertson on the Yankees side. Good change of speed by Rodney with his good fastball.
That has been the pitch, Michael. His issue has been command. It's not about velocity in his fastball. There's a guy who'll throw mid to upper 90s. His changeup has been very good this year so far.
Count 2-2. One more gets on, and Jeter would come up as the tying run. And lined right at Pena. That will do it. Yankees lose it 4-1. So a tough loss for the New York Yankees. Had a 1-0 lead going into the 9th inning, but Robertson could not close it out as the Rays scored 4 runs. A big 3-run home run by Matt Joyce broke a 1-1 tie, and that held up. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. Rodney closes it out, gets the final 6 outs for the Rays. This series is tied up at a game apiece. We'll come back, we'll wrap things up, and then the postgame with Bob and Jack and Meredith.